Range day for the beautiful DoubleStar 3GR 2.0 in Go Fast Red. We've got a Lucid 4 to 16 power on there for taking shots at 100 yards. It is a dark gray, wet, rainy northwest day, and even though this is a 3-gun type gun and 100-yard groupings aren't necessarily what it was made for, we wanted to see what it could do with a variety of ammo, including very budget friendly. We've got both 223 and 5.56, 55 grain and coming from Fiocchi, and then Gecko. We've got 62 grain in 5.56, and then 69 grain in 223 and 5.56 from Federal and Barnes. So two different pressures of the same loads, and then 62 grain thrown in there. Looking to see just generally how this guy would perform. We already know that it runs fast thanks to that awesome trigger. Let's see how she does. Back from a wet and windy, crowded range day with the DoubleStar 3GR in
Go Fast Red.
Go Fast Red, the best kind of red. Obviously, this is intended to be a 3-gun rifle, not a bench gun, but we test accuracy, so we wanted to see how it would run. We shot a few different loads. I'm sorry that we don't have footage from it, but between the wind, the rain, and the crowd, which I was a little shocked. We were driving to the range, it's terrible weather, we're thinking, oh, this is great, no one's going to be at the range. Apparently everyone else thought the same thing.
And they just kept coming.
Yeah, one group would clear out, another one comes in, and in the interest of giving you guys clean audio, we just decided to scrap that. But did get to shoot 5 different loads through this. Since we have this in for a Tactical Life article, we shot our groups differently, as in I shot on one target and Tia shot on another. So you'll see some truth coming out.
I'm a little competitive.
She's a good shot. But when it comes to overall impressions of the 3GR, Tia, what'd you think?
Well, aside from it being sexy, it is one of the most pleasant guns I've ever had the opportunity or privilege to shoot. The second that you've got your sights on target, that trigger is right there with you, leaves you no time to guess, and as fast as it resets, you can get a couple of shots off while at that same point of aim, which was really pleasant for me.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking. I mean, we have a rifle length tube here for the stock, which does have a little bit of cushion to it. I like the foam because it's beard friendly
and warm.
Yes, it wasn't cold on a cold day. Probably wouldn't be as hot in the sun as regular aluminum would. But we've got a rather short gas system coming right here. I would say probably carbine length, don't know for sure. And that's done usually to increase reliability, but at the expense of a little more recoil. And this thing is just a smooth, soft shooter. I'm sure the DoubleStar massive brake has something to do with it. But yeah, exactly. The CMC trigger that DoubleStar includes in here is so quick and light that really you can, I mean, scoring in 3-gun is about 1 in the A or 2 on target. I know what you guys are thinking. Clean your minds up. 2 anywhere on the target. So double taps are the way to go. And this trigger is definitely a double tappable trigger on a double tappable gun. Safety selector is unique on this. What did you think of that?
I enjoyed it, and I don't know why I say enjoy it all the time, but I really did. I even paused while we were shooting our groups to acknowledge that I was appreciating it, because it leaves you no guessing if it's in safe or fire. It's a really good reference point, especially given that trigger is right there with you as soon as that you're on target. So I appreciated it, so that I didn't have many thrown shots.
Yeah, it is a quick shooter. I'm sure you'll see the slow-mo footage. You can burn some rounds with this. Anyways, speaking of burning rounds, let's show you what our groups look like using a variety from bulk inexpensive to some of the higher end. First up are Tia's targets. Why? Well, because they're more impressive than mine. Starting off, we have some Fiocchi 55 grain. This was bulk ammo, just the affordable plinking stuff. It's also what we use to zero it with, and you can see that that's about where we hit. The group size is roughly 2.5 inches wide and about an inch tall. Now, also 55 grain, but in 5.56, is this gecko load, which, as you can see, shot considerably tighter. Let me zoom in some more. Excellent, nice tight group there. Interesting that the point of impact moved so much compared to the Fiocchi. In the center, we've got some Hornady 62 grain 5.56. This is from their black line, and hit decently. I'd say that's about a 3-inch spread, but affordable ammo. Moving down, we've got Barnes 69 grain, and of course we had some bullet drop there, but look at that, folks. Those are 1-inch squares, and that was a 5.56 chambering. Then over to our Federal, which was a 223 chambered 69 grain. That's probably 3/4 MOA. If you follow our Instagram, chances are you've seen it. But yeah, that's what Tia shot, and 3 of those happened in pretty rapid succession. She was just in the groove and pop, pop, pop with that quick trigger and smooth recoil, and that's what we got out of it. Pretty impressive. And here's my grouping, because we show it like it is. I did not have as good of a day, maybe because I'm overcoming a cold, maybe some other excuse I haven't thought of yet. Anyways, here's the Fiocchi 55 grain in 223. Notice one of those hit dead bullseye. Pretty proud of that. Not proud of the rest of the spread. Moving over to our 55 grain in 5.56 from Gecko. We got a lot tighter with one thrown shot, the rest of them fitting within a square. Down to our Hornady 62 grain. Got to zoom out a little to spread out for that group. That's that Hornady black. But 4 out of 5 are pretty good. 3 out of 5 are looking really good. Why don't we cherry pick and call it a great 3-shot group? Huh? Maybe? No? Then our Barnes 69 grain in 5.56 chambering. Made a little smiley face there. Just doing that being artistic. No, unfortunately that's just the way I shot. But pretty good, and better than the others, although that 5.56 Gecko looked pretty good. And then our Federal 69 grain 223. Really tight. One of those doubled, because there are 5 shots, but only 4 really easy to see holes. Overall, I'd say the DoubleStar 3GR 2.0 is pretty accurate for a run and gun type rifle. If you feed it the right thing, there's no excuse to not be shooting sub MOA with it.